Hey everybody, Justin here, aka Mr. West Studios. Today I'm going to be talking about the Ghostbusters PKE meter, and we're going to jump in and compare and contrast some of the models that are available on the market. Now, we all know Hasbro released their version recently, and we've seen a ton of unboxing videos, we've seen a lot of side-by-side photos, but I want to talk about why I like what I like on each of these different models that are available. So the original prop for the movie for Ghostbusters 1984 was made from a green Iona shoe polisher. Now you can find these pretty easy on eBay now that people know what they are. They're coming more available than they used to be. You can get them anywhere between $30 and $100. The fact that there's so many aftermarket versions of this prop now really has reduced the number of people that are going down there trying to hunt one of the originals down and modify it. So the first PKE meter that I ever owned was the Kenner Ghostbusters PKE meter that came with the Proton pack, and that was bundled in there, so it came with the pack, the wand, and the PKE meter, and the armband. And that came out in the fall of 1987, fall-winter, just in time for the holiday season. I still have one of these today, and mine is missing the middle antenna that has since broken off of there, but has a very satisfying click sound. Can hear that, and then also has the rotating dial on the back, which is cool because you could do the Egon thing here and rotate this, and has the belt clip on there. This is a really great prop, a really fun prop for kids, very well done, a blast to have. So December 1st, 2010, Matty Collector launched their version of the PKE meter, and it launched for about $60, so I think their shipping at the time was typically $10 to $15, so for about $70-$75 you could get yourself an amazing prop. And the beautiful thing about this is all the functionality that included, right? So when you look at this, you have 3 modes, so you can tag through Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, and then a screen off mode. Some button functionality here, and all the buttons work. So the buttons on this side and this side work. Your wings work and articulate, and then you have your dial to change the speed of the PKE meter, right? So if you're reading a ghost, you can get that. Even included some future functionality here. So when they launched the Ecto goggles, they had an additional tab you could put in here to make your Ecto goggles coordinate with your PKE meter. Simple button on the bottom. Fire this thing on, and you'll see we are in straight diagonal mode. You can flip that to the screen off, and then you can go to your rotated mode. Now, the only thing I don't like about this is that it doesn't have movie accurate sounds. Why would you release a prop that doesn't have movie accurate sounds? I'm not sure if that was something from getting them with the Sony archive or what the issue was there. But that dial allows you to act like Harold Ramis did on set. You can speed this thing up, and you'll obviously see your lights on the side go faster there too. You can see how that goes. Very awesome. I'm going to slow that back down here for us. Go to a half wing out. Go to a full wing out. Go to a half wing. Go to a full wing. Go to wings down. So this has great functionality. It's still my favorite PKE meter released. I would say one of the things that I like about this the most is that it really resembles the Iona shoe polisher. I did have a real one for a while, a red one. I actually wound up selling it just because I wasn't going to mod it and I didn't need to have it in the collection. It was just taking up space, and I figured someone that really wanted to make a movie accurate prop would have that ability to. One of the best things about this prop is the fact that you have a little bit of control like Harold Ramis did in the first Ghostbusters. So Harold Ramis mastered this prop. When you look at Ghostbusters Afterlife, they had several people remote controlling this thing. It was super advanced compared to the original. So 2018 comes along, and our friends over at Spirit Halloween released their first version of the PKE meter. Now, this is still available for sale. It retails for about $35 these days, unless you wait till after Halloween and see if they've got one in stock. Everything goes 50% off the next day. Pretty good looking prop at a glance, right? I know tons of people use this for trooping, for cosplay, just because at this price point, if it falls off and breaks, you're not going to be brokenhearted, right? It's easy to fix, easy to replace, whatever. I did mod mine in the back. I eliminated the ugly belt clip they had on there. Now, the belt clip's handy for someone that's just using this for a Halloween prop, but if you're going for something a little more accurate, I fixed the back. Didn't ever fix the front, so Button on the back, though. Fire this thing up. And then you've got just your couple of buttons on this one, right? None of these upper buttons work. You can't select modes or anything like that, so... Like I said, for the price point, it's pretty easy to work with. Now this thing, as far as an accuracy standpoint goes, not super accurate, but it looks close enough that the average person that's just going to use this for Halloween doesn't care, right? Even the diehard fans aren't going to care too much if you're using this, just because, like I said, it's cheap, easy to replace if you need to. The wings on this thing are gigantic. It has screws in the back. There's lots of things on this that aren't perfect. So one of my favorite PKE meters I have in my collection is by RP Minis, or Running Press Minis. They also make a Ghost Trap and a 2016 Proton Pack. I've made each one of these into a Christmas tree ornament since, just add a little ornament hook onto it. But up until the Hasbro release, this was the only PKE meter ever released to have accurate sounds from the movie. And this one is cute, tiny, it's little, it's fun. You can pop the wings out, and then you can hear the sounds. But yeah, take a look at that. Really captures the look and magic of a PKE meter, and those retail for about $13. You can find them for sometimes as cheap as $10. But a must for any Ghostbusters collector. I highly recommend you get one of those and throw it on your Christmas tree, throw it in your collector's case. It's a fun one to have. So the next one up is one of the role-play toys released with Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, these started leaking out. You know, we saw that movie got changed several times on its release date, so toys were just released intermittently. So, but the PKE Shocker came out, and that's a fun toy, right? This thing is great, and I've seen a lot of troops and a lot of Ghostbusters have these at their table and just give it a repaint, and it works well for just having a Shocker PKE meter, right? So you've got your lights and sounds on here. You can go one mode, fires it up, turns on a light, has a little bit of sound. And then if you want to go to full-on Shocker mode, obviously no lights on the arms. So in the fall of 2023, Hasbro crowdfunded the Ghostbusters 2-in-the-box Haslab set, and that included a Ghost Trap and a PKE meter. Those started shipping here at the late November, early December, and most of us have them by now. One of the coolest things they included on their Hasbro PKE meter and Ghost Trap pedal are a 1/4-inch camera adapter set. Now, this allows you to add a D-ring so you can kind of clip this onto something and not have it in the holster if you don't want it in there. But as you can see, this is on a little mini tripod I've got right here. So this PKE meter looks like it does in Ghostbusters Afterlife and Frozen Empire. So this thing is packed full of features, right? We've got a mode selector on there, just like on the Matty Collector version. You can switch between modes. So turn that screen on, turn to the middle mode, which is interesting because it changes the mode, but it doesn't have a screen off like the Matty Collector does. That turns your sound off, actually. Now, this does have movie-accurate sounds, but I'm not sure what plugin they used. Because if you listen closely, it sounds like you can almost hear the film score playing and overlapping this in the mix there. Or maybe I'm just losing my mind. And then, you know, your buttons have some functionality here. Go full stiff arm there. And I imagine, like, if you got really good with this, you'd have some functionality there, but I like the subtlety that I was able to speed up and slow things down with Mattel PKE meter. Then you've got your switch on the back to go into taser mode. Now, taser mode's fun, right? It's only used once in the movies, and obviously it's used a ton in Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, right? So you were able to take that concept and use it in that game, which I love about it. A lot of people are having some issues with the wings. So what I have noticed is that if you take both wings at the same time and click them down into place, you're all set, and then they'll return to the normal position. But it's a pretty good prop. Overall, it's a little too bulky for me to use as a regular or primary PKE meter. And so if you see the side-by-side with the Mattel, I just feel like the Mattel line really captures that shoe polisher look a little bit better, a little more accurate. But it's hard to complain about this. Like, for the price, you got two great props. You obviously got the stand that came with it too. That's pretty fun. And then the holster. Now, the holster head scratcher was that this holster doesn't match the holster that they used in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which is the first time we've seen them actually holster a PKE meter in a movie. But it is a nice holster, so you can kind of see that on there. It fits in there great and go right on your belt. So the fact that they included some of these extras in there really make it worth having in the collection. I'm sure everyone that got one's going to be pretty happy with it. But if you're a diehard purist or going for something that's really super accurate, you're going to have to go the 3D print model. Go that route, go print your own and make it as accurate as possible. And if you really want to go to the original movie, you can get a kit that will go in your Iona shoe polisher and get one of those. Like I said, you can find those anywhere between $30 to $100. Not super difficult to find, but it is a pretty heavy-duty project if you're going to go that route. As you can tell, we've had lots of options come out going back to 1987 with the original Kenner PKE meter all the way to the Hasbro PKE meter in 2024. And I think most of the fans that picked up the two in the box are going to be happy with it. If you're a diehard, a purist of things that are like to the movie accurate, you're going to want to do that shoe polish if you're going for the GB1, GB2 look. And if you're going for that Afterlife look, you're going to want to do something that's probably 3D printed, because in Afterlife, they didn't use the original film prop. They actually 3D printed everything, made new assets. They didn't take things out of the Sony archive there. That original PKE meter was used in Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, The Thing, Suburban Commando. That thing was popular as a rental prop. So obviously a very beloved prop. And I'm happy that we've got options out there now to have it. So thanks for joining me as I went through all the fun PKE meters out there. Like I said, my favorite's the Matty Collector, but that's just because of the functionality, some of the things on there. I don't need that taser mode every day, but Hasbro did a really good job with it. I think a lot of people are going to be super stoked to have that in the collection. And the Ghost Trap, they really just knocked out of the park. Super pleased with that. But let me know what your favorite is in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and like, and I'll see you back here soon. Thanks.